Hello peeps and welcome back to Agrarian Skies. Let's take a look first of all before we get going here and see how we're doing on the poo quest. Because I've been idling for a while here, just going back and forth. If we take a look at Go with the Flow, we are 68% complete. We have pumped over 1,000 buckets of shit into the QDS over there. Amazing, huh?
That's just wrong.
Yeah. Another thing that I have done off camera is I have torn down the gas spawner because we're going to put something here very soon. I have also put 3 white laser foci in the laser drill because white laser foci gives you a chance to get nether saltpeter, and it also increases your chances to get tin and aluminum. But we need the nether saltpeter. That's what I was after. Because eventually we're going to want to make gelid cryothium for other stuff, and we don't have any niter, and that stuff's a good source of niter. I'll probably want to put the yellow ones back in to get some nether sulfur, because we're going to need lots of sulfur. And right now the best way we have to get sulfur is pulverizing coal, and we're just getting shitloads of pulverized coal that we'll never use.
You know, I just thought of something.
What's up?
It's quite dangerous to fly around down here now with this laser.
Oh yeah. I have another thing set up over here. I have another one of these drawbridge things set up where we can send the cobblestone across. Because, you know, as much as I don't want to turn it into a resource factory, we really should go to the nether. At least once. Just so we can show how horrifying it is. Or how easy it is, depending on whether we get lucky or not.
Yeah, I thought you said we are never going to go to the nether because of how it is.
Well, I think we should go once. I don't think we should actually try to farm anything from it. Like, I don't think we should... Well, I mean, maybe in the really late game we can take advantage of that. Like, once we get an ender quarry, maybe we can show off what that does. But I don't want to go there and go on like extended mining trips, because there are a couple of tricks that you can use to kind of glitch the system a little bit that just makes it way too easy. But right now, let's focus on the present. In the present, if you look down there, I've moved the energy cell from there, right? If we come out here to B-land, you'll notice that this energy cell, the one I stole from the farm, this is completely empty. That one's completely empty. This one's almost completely empty. The energy conduits on all of that other stuff is constantly running out. We need a better source of power. Before I get into that, there is one thing I want to cover real quick. The white laser foci that I put in here requires you to get... Let me find it here. It requires you to get stained glass panes, right? Which requires you to get white stained glass from Mine Factory Reloaded, which requires you to use glass with ceramic dye, which is clay and bone meal, right? Well, clay and bone meal makes something else in this mod pack, doesn't it? It makes that porcelain clay that you use to make the crucibles. So, you have to use the alternate recipe for the ceramic dye, which involves this white dye from Extra Bees. You get that white dye from squeezing tinted honey, which comes from a tinted comb, which comes from a bleached bee, which is a combination of a wintry princess and a valiant drone, or a valiant princess and a wintry drone. So it's a very easy combination once you have a Mutatron. You only have to do one combination. And one of these quests will actually give you a valiant bee. As a matter of fact, I might do that quest this episode. Cats in the background are driving me nuts again, as usual.
You may want to check the indexer, because I might have gotten some as rewards at some point.
We've already gotten some. I got a couple from breaking hives. But I was saying, if you aren't lucky and you don't get any from breaking hives, instead of like creating 15 million hives and breaking them trying to find them, if you complete alvearies, no, it's not alvearies, it is... If you complete genetic control, you get one for free. And it just takes a genetic sampler and a genetic imprinter, which aren't terribly expensive. comparatively speaking. I might actually make those this episode after I get this thing set up. Now, I promised you guys something, didn't I? Well, we're going to do it. We're going to build a reactor. Now, I've already assembled all of the components we're going to need off camera. We're going to need, for the reactor that I'm building, 3 stacks and 17 extra reactor casing, 5 reactor control rods, 25 Yellorium fuel rods, 2 access ports, a reactor power tap, and a controller. Reactor casings are steel, graphite, and Yellorium to get 4. The access port is 4 reactor casings, a chest, and a piston. The design I'm going to use is going to take 2 of these. The power tap is 4 redstone and 4 casing. The controller is 4 casing, 2 Yellorium, a diamond, and some redstone. The control rods are graphite, reactor casings, redstone, and Yellorium. And the fuel rods are steel, graphite, and Yellorium. So basically, what you should take away from this is you're going to need a ton of steel, you're going to need a ton of graphite, you're going to need a ton of Yellorium to build this thing. The design that I'm going to use is a 7x7. And I'm not going to use any reactor glass in this thing because reactor glass requires you to use 2 hardened glass plus a reactor casing, and you only get 1. So you're combining a fairly difficult to produce resource with a fairly difficult to produce resource, and you're not getting anything bonus out of it. Yeah, I don't play that game. Okay, on the front, I'm going to put the reactor controller centered right here. By the way, if you don't know, if you right-click a reactor with an empty hand, it'll tell you why the reactor isn't becoming a reactor. When you finish this thing, it should turn into a gigantic multi-block. If it doesn't, right-clicking it will tell you why. We're going to put 2 reactor ports on here. We're going to put the power tap over here. Not there. Power tap is going to go right there. And then we're going to build the casing around here the rest of the way. And then this is our second block, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 high. And then up here, we're going to leave this blank for the moment. We're going to come down here. I'm going to fill all this in.
User joined your
Thought I was
channel.
under flight. Oh, there's a Kozak.
Yeah.
Done watching your show?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Dagger, you can turn in the alchemy quest under your wizard.
Oh, cool. I'll turn that in once I get this built. I'm building our reactor.
Sounds like you're actually recording that?
Yes, I'm recording.
Gotcha. I'm logging in.
We show you as already being logged in.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, I'm rendering everything so I can not lag.
Okay. Break that out. And that should be almost a complete reactor case. We are going to want to put some torches up here. Otherwise, we're going to get some mobs spawning on top of there. We don't want that. So we'll put 1 in each corner. That should be enough to keep it from spawning. Now, we need to put the fuel rods in.
Motherfucker. Got another fucking looting book.
The fuel rods pattern that we're going to use is going to be just an X.
There's different patterns you can use.
You can fill this with anything you want, basically. If we really wanted to, we could fill the entire inside of this thing with the Yellorium fuel rods. Now, whether or not that would be efficient, I don't know because I've never done it. On top of each fuel rod, and the fuel rods have to run from the base all the way up to the top layer, minus the top layer.
Do these things explode?
No, not yet. It is going to be an
Can they
option.
explode?
No, it is going to be an option in the future that you can configure if you want it to be able to explode. But the mod author said it's going to be disabled by default. On top of each Yellorium fuel rod, you have to have a reactor control rod. Now, we could cap this thing off and turn it on and fill it up with Yellorium, and it would run perfectly fine. But it would not be very efficient. These things get much more efficient if you cool them. There are two types of cooling. You can use active cooling and passive cooling. Active cooling requires you to have a control port in here, or a coolant port. It requires you to pump coolant in and then pump steam out and then do something with the steam, and it's just a pain in the ass. So we are going to use passive cooling. Now, there are a whole bunch of different coolants that you can use. You can use water, although it sucks. You can use any of the thermal expansion liquid liquid that you can produce. Yes, that means you can actually use blazing pyrotheum as a quote-unquote coolant in this thing. Although it doesn't work, it makes it hotter, which reduces the efficiency. So it's actually less efficient to use blazing pyrotheum. You can use gelid cryothium. You can use energized glowstone, although it's not that great. Destabilized redstone isn't that great. Resonant ender is the absolute best coolant you can use. However,
I've got 8 buckets.
Filling this thing up would take 110. Which means we'd need
That's a lot.
440 ender pearls to make enough resonant ender to fill this thing. And the efficiency gain that you get from it, not that big. Now, there are some things that you might not expect could be used as a coolant.
Sewage.
And we're going to use one of those.
Yeah, that would be ironic. Just pump sewage into it, see if that works.
I'll take a dump and it'll cool it down.
We are going to use gold blocks. Gold blocks actually function as a coolant in this thing.
What about ice?
Ice, I don't believe ice can be used.
Oh.
Here's the thing. Gold blocks are almost as efficient as gelid cryothium. I mean, well, we have a ton of gold, so we might as well use it. I need to grab a drink real quick. Ugh. Yeah, my throat dried out.
Well, that's because all you're goddamn talking.
Well, what am I supposed to do?
I ran out of gold.
Add silent movie music.
Epic reactor building montage.
Very expensive epic building montage.
It's not that expensive.
It's 110 blocks of gold.
That's actually not expensive, though.
Not for us, no. I mean, we have so much gold, it's
that's
unbelievable.
Isn't that like 1,000 blocks of gold?
990 bars. Yes. We just used 990 bars of gold building this stupid thing. Now that we're done with this, we cap this off with the rest of our reactor casings. When we place the last reactor casing, it will multi-block
texture change.
into a reactor. Now,
can you name and change things with these control rods?
yes, you can. If you have ComputerCraft installed, you can actually use ComputerCraft to interact with these things by putting a computer control port. There's also a redstone control port and a red net control port, which allows you to, modify this thing and tweak it remotely, but I don't see that as being necessary. We can always just go dial the thing up by hand. Now, I went ahead off camera and made 2 resonant energy cells. These 2 resonant energy cells will store 100 million RF for us. Can we bore straight down here, or is that going to go? Yes, we can bore straight down. We're going to put, let's see. We have some redstone cable here too. So we're going to put this redstone energy conduit right here. We're going to put first resonant energy cell right there. This is going to input from the top and output to the bottom.
You know, it's funny. I got 2 resonant energy. I got not resonant. What the hell is that?
And this one's also going to input from the back and output down.
I've got 2 redstone energy cells.
Yeah, I wanted the resonant ones because these hold more.
Well, I was just planning on filling these up.
Yep. Now, it's time to fire this bad boy up. But the first thing we want to deal with is the GUI on these things. The reactor access port has 4 buttons. This one is eject fuel, which will allow you to get fuel out of the thing if for some reason you need to, use it for something else. This one is eject waste. As the reactor runs, it will process Yellorium into cyanite, which is a type of waste product. You can use this to eject it, so that you can pick it up.
Can waste product be used for anything else?
Yes. By using a cyanite processor, you can combine 2 bars of cyanite along with some water to make 1 bar of plutonium, which functions the same as Yellorium.
So it's a recycling process.
Yeah, it's a recycling process. For each 2 bars of waste, you get 1 more bar of fuel. This allows you to change the modes. There's an inlet mode and an outlet mode here. This allows you to automate the reactor. Right now it's set to inlet mode. If you try and put something in here, it's going to try and inject it into the reactor. We want this one to be an outlet mode because we want it to spit stuff out of the reactor.
So Dagger, if it's in inlet mode, can I try and make my penis go into it?
I would prefer not. And considering that this thing is going to be irradiated very shortly, you might not either.
I gotta do it now then.
Okay, we have 112 bars of Yellorium here. We are going to go ahead and throw all of this into the input port. And it is going to suck in 100 bars of Yellorium, which leaves us 12 bars remaining. So this design requires 100 bars to fully fuel it the first time. We come up here, we right click this, the status is currently offline. Core status is 100% full, max fuel capacity is 100,000 millibuckets, no waste, 5 fuel rods, temperature is currently 0, core heat's 0, energy buffer is 0. I think we're ready to fire this thing up.
Do it.
Let's turn this thing on. Reactor is activated. We are producing. Currently, when this thing caps out, it is producing more than a resonant energy cell can handle. It is producing more than 100,000 EU per tick. Or 100,000 RF per tick. We need to dial these things up. I forgot to dial them up because they were built off of redstone energy cells, so you got to turn up the output.
I was gonna say, ramp this bitch up.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Look at how fast that thing is powering.
Jesus.
We are currently producing 10,980 RF per tick. Now, this thing over here can only take 1,000, so eventually this thing it can only take 100,000, or 10,000 rather. We're producing more than it can take. For some reason the energy buffer is not getting anything, but yeah, we're producing almost 11k. We're currently using about 17 millibuckets per tick. So right now, we haven't even burned 1 Yellorium ingot yet. We're producing more power than we can use, so we can dial these back a little bit. If you come up here and right-click on a reactor control rod, you can actually set the control rod to withdraw the fuel slightly so that it saves on fuel and produces a little less power. If we dial it back to 10%, that brings us down just a little bit, it brought us down to about 15 millibuckets per tick of fuel use, and it brought us down to about 10.3k flux per tick. Let's dial them back another 10%. Idiots outside my window.
No, you're down to 98,000, 97.
Yep. That's going to bring us down to
96.
about 95. So let's dial 2 of these back to 10% and see where that puts us.
I want you to directly hook up this laser stuff right now.
I'm thinking about it.
No.
I want to see how
thinking.
fast it runs. I really do. I want to hook it into a
It's
direct power
jumping
source.
between 98 and 99.
Jumping between 98 and 99? That should put it right about 10.
About
Ow.
0.13, 0.15 millibuckets. So
That's going to put us almost exactly at 10. So that right there is about our optimal use.
Good God, this one's already half full.
Uh-huh.
yeah, and I'm siphoning energy off of it too.
Yeah.
Well, the top one's being siphoned by the bottom.
Let's dial these things up to 11, shall we? Let's see how fast these things run if we put them balls to the walls. These redstone energy conduits are capable of taking everything that reactor's putting out. And the cop outside. Let's set this thing to output to the left also. And let's disconnect it from here. We don't want a connection there. And we'll wire that in, and then we'll set this to take in from the bottom, not output. We're now pumping 10,000 RF per tick into this laser drill.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Look how fast that thing's running now.
Oh, my God.
We got another Ardite. We got a
We need
lead.
A bigger chest.
We do need a bigger chest. You want to keep an eye on it while I go get a couple of upgrades?
Yep.
Now,
Yeah.
as fun as this thing is, we can't just let it run continually putting power to just that. We're going to have to dial it back.
I'm waiting for the laser drill itself to get an energy surplus.
I don't think it will.
It won't. It'll
'Cause it uses
continually
this
burn
as
everything
soon as-
it gets.
I think the only way you could do that is if you put a lever on it to turn it off, so it just gains. Why are these white laser focuses in it?
I put the white laser focuses in there because I wanted to increase the chance that we were going to get nether saltpeter.
Oh.
And I also wanted to show that it's possible because there have been a lot of people on the Feed the Beast forums for the Agrarian Skies mod pack who are saying it's not possible to get that particular upgrade. So this is me saying, yes, it is.
Yeah, but we haven't got... Oh, yeah,
Would
we
you
did.
close the chest so I can upgrade it? There. Tin, gold, nether saltpeter, nether redstone. Yeah, we're getting lots of good stuff out of this now. Now, there's another ore that you can get from a white focus that I'm really interested to see if we can get.
What?
Nether iridium.
What?
Yes, iridium ore actually does exist in this mod pack, even though Industrial Craft is not installed. Nether
What's
iridium
this?
is used to make an ender quarry.
And that...
This thing is running so fast now.
If we take a look at this thing, it's been running for a while now. It has produced a bucket of waste at this point. That bucket of waste was ejected as a cyanide ingot. So we've got cyanide in here now.
Now, do we want something that will automatically collect it?
Probably eventually, but I mean, think about this. This thing is still 99% full. we've burned 1% of the potential power from that 100 Yellorium ingots.
Eh.
1%.
That thing is gonna run for a while.
These things are wicked. They're
Alright, we gotta power everything in the base now.
They're expensive, but oh my god, is it worth it?
I think we need to add this to the server. To Goltz.
But we have to make it so it can blow up.
You liking that
as
much
a form
RF,
of
huh?
punishment.
Well, considering it's about a quarter of the size of the setup I had for RF.
It is a lag reducer.
Yeah, it's also a lot less laggy.
I mean, granted, 300 compression dynamos produces, well, what did I have it up to?
Yeah, you had 300 compression dynamos at 80 RF a tick.
What was that, 2400 or 24,000? I can't remember.
24,000. So, yeah, you had a ridiculous amount of power coming out. That same amount of power would be supplied by 2 of these reactors.
Yeah.
There's a particular type of sapling that I'm hoping to get. Haven't had any luck with it yet.
Those thaumium grafters didn't really help you at all, did it?
No, they last for like 2 or 3 hits more.
Oh, better than nothing.
They're enchantable. You could get
Hey,
lucky
Dragon?
and get repair on one.
If you've made all of these tubes and valves, why didn't you set up, get a few to manually turn in?
Okay, Dragon
There's a quest for
completed
it.
something in You're a Wizard, Steve, so we can get the quest reward Alchemy. That'll give us a full
Moving
heart,
Ascension.
Oh!
103. I got a sound muffler.
I'll be right back. I just saw something.
The moving Ascension?
No, I'll be able to complete that one in a second, but there's something even better.
The Thaumic Minions?
The Greatwood Sapling. Oh my god, you turn in a Greatwood Sapling and you get a Silverwood Sapling. Oh wait, you know what? I bet after you turn the Greatwood Sapling in, it's going to want you to make a Silverwood. I would bet money on
Nope.
it.
Now, what is the difference between a yellow heart canister
wow.
and a green heart canister?
I don't know, but I'm going to take the green one.
I'm gonna try the green one as well.
No, it gave us a Silverwood Sapling.
So we now have 3 silverwood saplings.
Yeah. We have 3 Silverwood Saplings. And that green heart canister should bring us up, or should bring me up to 15 life.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, I should have took another yellow then.
Well, I think the reason why there's different colors is because these things only stack up to a certain point, and he wanted you to be able to get massive amounts. Like, the red ones are really easy to make, the yellow ones are more expensive, the green ones are more expensive, but he wanted you to be able to, eventually get 64
Like
plus
double
64
life.
plus 64.
No,
Reward
they
bag is
only
a greater.
stack up to 10.
Oh, they only stack to 10. So you could get
Yeah.
potentially 40 life points.
Hey,
Oh, hey, I just got
Dragon.
more Oblivion frames. That brings us up to 9 Oblivion frames.
since you're doing all of that stuff.
And, yeah, there you go.
Let's just hope I don't fall off the edge with these.
Put them away now.
Oh,
I'm
man.
planting one now.
God damn it! I got mutton jerky. What
Desert
you guys get?
Acacia. I got more Oblivion frames, which is actually less useful than your mutton
I
jerky
got beef jerky.
to a certain degree.
So we all got crap.
I mean, at this point, the only thing that I use the Oblivion frames for is if I need a quick shot of drones from a certain species, I can put them in the things and kill them quick.
Well, you could use it for forest drones for the quest.
Yeah, might do that. Although a lifespan upgrade with an automation upgrade on one of these would probably be even better.
Meh.
But whatever. Let's see here. What else can we do? Moving Essentia, I'm sure you've completed by now, but
I think there's actually one thing I don't have.
16 zombie brains and a brain in a jar.
I haven't gotten that
Zombie
yet.
brains are not a problem.
Zombie brains are not a problem at all. We have tons of them. Hello.
And for the other stuff, we just need him to research
Hi, Patchy.
and make.
Well, this is interesting.
I'm going to go and do some work on bees and trees.
Moo.
I'm going to start with genetic manipulation 2.
Moo.
Ah, you motherfucker!
That actually hurt. That tore 4 hearts off of me.
I know. It's a 6 damage weapon.
Through my armor.
It's a 6 damage weapon.
My spectacles are half broken.
Yeah, I think the next one that's going to be kind of interesting is the of magic and demons. Need
Okay.
16 lamps of fertility, 16 lamps of growth.
Damn.
Golem. Damn what?
Oh, I need magma cream to be able to do this next thing.
I got a blaze rod at some point.
Yeah,
So should
I
do that
think
real quick.
that's just enough blaze powder to do what I need to do.
Uh,
I mean, we need to start
Yeah.
pulverizing some dust. Actually, what we really need to do is we need to bite the bullet and go explore the nether at least once.
Yeah, this is kind of interesting because this
where's
quest
my imp suit?
requires
I put it in the thing.
3 magician's blood orbs.
Requires 3 magician's blood orbs? What?
It's the of magic and demons. You
Okay.
get 2 full hearts, 2 silverwood saplings, and 5 aura nodes as a reward.
The empty serum vials to make the inoculator require royal jelly. So I have to come out here and get some royal jelly from my bees.
We're not short on that, that's for sure.
No, we're not short on pretty much anything. Matter of fact, there's some in there. I'll just take this.
There should have been a boatload in the chest.
There is. I just took it from the apiary.
Damn, this thing is running fast now.
Okay, so we need to make 2 of those. We need to make an advanced genetic machine, which requires an enhanced circuit board and a genetic machine, which requires an apiarist machine and a basic circuit board, which requires all of this. Sturdy casing. We'll probably just make a few of those. Each one of these machines I'm about to make is going to take 1 of these, so we may as well make 3 of these. I need to make these circuit boards, and I can't remember. The enhanced circuit board is bronze and redstone, and the basic circuit board is copper and redstone. Or, no, tin and redstone. Long story short, I need a shitload of tin, a handful of bronze. Well, I need a little bit of tin, a shitload of bronze, and a shitload of redstone. I also need to get power out to my bee land.
Yeah, I filled up 2 of the redstone cells and brought them out here.
I'm going to do more than
telling you.
that.
I'm telling you, tesseracts. We want tesseracts.
We do want
No, too much energy
Tesseracts,
is lost
but
through Tesseract.
actually I don't think any energy is lost through Tesseracts in this version.
That's stupid.
Well, Tesseracts are expensive as hell, though.
Yeah, a bunch of frames and ender pearls.
Pyrotheum.
You need resonant ender, pyrotheum, and so I think we're gonna have to go to the Nether just to farm Blaze at this point,
Well,
or at least capture one of these with Safari Net.
yeah,
Nope.
that doesn't work.
Oh,
They
that
thought of
doesn't
that.
work.
All of the Nether mobs are blacklisted for auto spawners.
Aw.
Yeah, they thought of that.
Nothing in Witchwater turns into a blaze, does it?
No.
The no, you need the that
Creepy
you can
doll.
make that fire doll.
Yeah, but
and
each
put it in
fire doll
lava,
takes
but-
4 blaze powder. The only
yeah.
it takes more it takes as much blaze powder to summon one as you get from it usually.
We can make a smoldering queen.
We can
Yeah.
make a smoldering queen, but
Or pyro.
yeah, but those are pretty high-end bees.
I'll work on it.
Well, I'll work on it. I mean, I'm doing the bees this time. But
Hold on. Don't do what I went.
Dagger.
I'm doing something.
Dagger.
Got a connection.
Dagger, I'm bringing you a friend.
What friend? Oh,
It's big and bouncy.
hi. It just wants to be loved.
What have I done?
Put him in the cauldron. Get him to go into the cauldron. I wonder what he would give you if he went into the cauldron.
I don't think mobs give you anything in the cauldron.
Aw.
But chickens do, don't they?
Oh, dude, I wonder what would happen if you put an auto spawner over top of your,
Cauldron.
no, over top of the frickin' blood altar over there to spawn a gigantic slime. Because when you kill the gigantic slimes, they break into the smaller ones. Drop a gigantic slime in there and smack the sucker with a sacrificial knife.
And then smack all of the little ones with
Yeah.
sacrificial knives.
I wonder if that would work. We're gonna have to try that. Anyway, this thing is now outputting tons of power out that way. We're gonna go ahead and keep funneling most of our power into this thing for now. Because, I mean...
Dagger. I
It's
love
just-
these bees.
it's
They're giving
just
me
fun.
regeneration.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this thing max output 10,000. This thing I'm going to dial down the max input to about 2,000, which is what a redstone energy cell can take. And then I'm going to re-enable output to the bottom. So it'll funnel 2,000 this way, and it'll funnel the other 8,000 to this thing. So we've got 8,000 RF per tick coming into this. We got platinum ore gravel. We got nether uranium ore.
Ooh.
Oh my.
We have 3 ardite now. What else have we got? We got 4 Certus quartz ore in here now. We have 11 nether quartz ore. We got some silver, some lead, some nether gold. We got all sorts of good stuff coming in here now. So,
Another emerald.
yep. Yep, this thing is paying off big time for us. I like it.
Huh. If you cook nether uranium ore, you get Yellorium.
Yep. I think you can grind it to get some too.
We need to go get sulfur.
Well, we can put the yellow foci back in. Or we can make yellow focuses. And they will give us. So we need yellow stained glass for that.
Or
Which
we
is
could
yellow ceramic dye.
finally bite the bullet, dude.
Well, you see, the thing is, I want to go to the nether to show off what it is. I don't want to go to the nether to exploit it for resources. Because the nether can get very, very cheap if you are inclined
That's
to
why
abuse
we
it.
don't exploit it.
I know you, though.
What the fuck's that supposed to mean?
Diggy diggy hole. I know you've been dying to diggy diggy hole something.
But it's still void underneath it, isn't it?
No.
Oh,
The nether generates normally.
oh.
Well, the nether generates as an actual hell, so you can die quite easily.
Yeah. It does.
I
It
just
generates...
wanna go kill stuff and roam around like an idiot.
Well, killing stuff and roaming around like an idiot in the nether is a very good way to die very fast and lose all your stuff.
I won't take it with me! Except for maybe a crappy sword. Like the one I've got.
Okay, I just put 3 yellow focuses in here too, so that should focus... We'll still have the chance to get other stuff, but this should focus it so that we get more of the white and yellow ores, which sulfur is among them. So we should get some sulfur out of this thing every once in a while now.
Okay.
Let's see. I was going to do the bee stuff, which means I need to go to the carpenter. This episode is going to run a little long again. I want to do this quest, like, before we wrap up. Like, I don't even care if it runs a little long. I want a couple of circuit boards. We'll go ahead and make 3 basic. And then we'll make 3 of the enhanced. And then we'll take that out, and then if we replace this in here with bronze, that'll give us the enhanced. These build a little slower. Might even just record another episode tonight and focus it towards getting the rest of my bee setup going. Because I would really like to start juicing some bees. I know everyone's been waiting for that.
Just don't do it to any forests.
Well, the drone quest for the bragging rights thing, you can turn in any type of drone. It doesn't have to be forest.
But it says forestry drones.
If you read the quest description, it says any type of drone will work. Wintry is actually the best option because when wintries die, they give you 4 drones.
Really?
Yeah, so if I throw a whole bunch of wintries and a whole bunch of apiaries with oblivion frames or into industrial apiaries with 4 lifespan upgrades, they'll die pretty fast and give us a shit ton of drones real fast.
Well.
Okay, we need the inoculator, which is spelled with 1 N for some reason. I don't know if that's correct or not. It looks weird to me. That's going to get us a genetic machine. That's going to get us an advanced genetic machine, and this is going to get us the inoculator. The inoculator takes genes and injects them into bees. We also need the purifier. The purifier takes 3 gas tiers and another one of these stupid things. Thankfully, we have a bunch of gas tiers. We're not hurting for them. The purifier takes your serums and purifies them so that they are higher quality and have less of a chance to do harm to your bees. And the synthesizer. Synthesizer requires another one of these things. And another one of these things. And this one's going to take a little bit of soul sand, which we have in there. The synthesizer allows you to take an existing gene template that you've pulled out of a bee and make a serum based off of it. So you use the synthesizer to create the serum, you use the purifier to purify the serum, and then you use the inoculator to inject it into your bees. The gene pool allows you to get the DNA, which you use to make the serum in the first place, and then there is a thing called a sequencer, which allows you to get the genes. We can claim a reward now. That completed a quest.
Oh.
Genetic control 2. Under bees and trees.
Got it. Do you want me to toss you all the stuff that you get for it since it's bee stuff?
I got a spiked sword. It's stupid. Probably, yeah. Let's see here. I want to do alvearies. We need an alveary fan, an alveary heater, alveary lighting, and a frame housing.
Well, considering we just got 3 frame housings and 20
Golden electron
alveary
tube.
box.
Yeah, well...
Where's that getting pulled to?
Oh, there's a vacuum hopper underneath us.
Oh, right.
Actually, you know what? I am going to cut this episode here. And I'm going to record one more episode tonight.
What the fuck?
What the hell was that?
Nothing, just a deck cord fishing rod.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay. I was going to say, don't tell me this thing actually did explode. We're up to 4 bars of cyanide. This thing is still 96% full. Although it has dropped down slightly. It's fluctuating a little bit here. We're down to producing 9,700.
We're losing power in the energy cells.
Yeah, I know. I'm dialing back the control rods a little bit to bring the reactor's power back up. That should do it.
Alright. No. No.
Watch the top one.
Yeah, no.
It's holding
Bottom.
steady. The bottom one, yeah, we're going to lose power out of the bottom one.
The top one isn't gaining anything from me. For me.
Okay, well, let me dial this thing back a little more. Maybe my flight wore off. Let me dial back the control rods a little more. We'll take this one back to 10%. So all the fuel rods are now at 10%. That one's at 0. According to this, we're now producing 10.2 K RF per tick. This one should be gaining slightly. This one, we're losing a lot. Wonder why.
Because it only has 2,000 in.
Hold on. Well, it's got 2,000 in. Yeah, it has 2,000 in and 10,000 out.
So it can only it outputs more than it can take in.
Well, the receiver down here can only take in 2,000. So I'm not sure why we're losing. Unless this thing isn't outputting everything it's producing. Maybe it glitched. I'm going to pull this resonant energy cell off and pop it back on.
The bottom one isn't budging now.
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to do. So for some reason, the one up top, well, the bottom one's probably dropping again.
Yeah, the bottom one's dropping again.
It's because we're sending like tons of power out to the side here. We're not building an energy buffer in here, are we? No, we're not.
Hey, we got a Yellorite ore!
Oh, hey, that's nice. Okay, well, I mean, it's possible that as this thing runs, that it just becomes a little bit less efficient. Maybe core heat or casing or something like that changed a little bit. But, I mean, it's holding pretty steady, so I think we're doing okay. It might be that the core fuel status has changed. Let me try putting a little bit more Yellorite in there and see if that works.
Okay.
Maybe as it burns off fuel, it gets less efficient. So we might want to keep it, like, fully fueled at all times.
It could be we're just putting out too much.
Oh, nope, it went back up. It was because it wasn't full. So we're producing
Just leave it where
10.5. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it where it is.
Yeah.
The bottom is actually slightly gaining. Our bottom's holding steady. The top is holding steady. So, yeah, we're good. Okay, peeps, I'm going to end this episode here. This has been Night Dagger, Dragon, and Kozak with Agrarian Skies, and I am going to record another episode tonight, and it's going to be focused on getting some more bee stuff going. So,
Look at me!
Yay, bees!
mwah! Catch you later, peeps.
Have a good one.